video, I'm going to show you guys some JRPGs you don't want to sleep on. There are amazing JRPGs. It's mostly Nintendo, 1 or 2 PlayStations. I wanted to keep it more Nintendo focused, but some games just better on the PlayStation. So I included those two. So with that mess of an intro out of the way, let's begin. So JRPG, for those who don't know, is a subsection of an RPG genre. And RPG genres have a lot of subgenres. And JRPGs is not necessarily a subgenre, it's more of the Japanese version of an RPG. So it has its own genre and its own subgenres and stuff like that. Now there's a lot of debate on what is considered a JRPG. Some people might just say a game that's an RPG that's made in Japan. That's like the gist of it. But Western RPGs and JRPGs are very different in the way they tell their stories. And a lot of people like to make the differences based on that, how they handle the story, not necessarily where it was made from. A good example is Breath of the Wild. By all means, it's a RPG game and it's made in Japan, but a lot of people don't regard it as a JRPG game because it doesn't follow the same tropes as a JRPG game. Not saying that they all follow the same tropes, but there are certain kind of themes in a JRPG that make it kind of fit into the category better. How I make the difference is a little bit of both. If it's made in Japan and it's an RPG, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and see how it is in the game. If it doesn't really feel like a JRPG to me, I would kind of put it in the category of a westernized JRPG. So I don't know, that might be controversial. I don't know, I'm sorry. I don't want to throw any shade, but I like JRPGs better because of the stories and themes and not the waifus, but other aspects of the games that make it more my style than a Western RPGs. But I do enjoy Western RPGs as well, like Skyrim, Fallout 4, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Outer Worlds. So yeah. Alright, so let's go on with the games. Now the JRPGs you should not sleep on. I'm going to start with the 3DS. In my opinion, do not give away your 3DS. Do not sell it unless you have multiple copies, because I feel like the 3DS is gonna become the Vita and everybody's gonna want it once it's gone. So just a heads up. Alright, so I'm just gonna pick randomly. It's not in order. For the 3DS, we have Persona Q2. This was actually one of the last games to hit the 3DS, and I love it. Now, as someone who hasn't played Persona 4 or 3, Atlas, what are you doing? You gotta catch us up before you release 10 different versions of Persona 5. I still really enjoy the game. I knew the characters. It's just, I think I would have gotten more impact if I played Persona 4 or 3, but they're on the Vita, only on the Vita. And the Vita's expensive right now. I don't get gaming sometimes. It's a really enjoyable game, and if you play Persona 4 or 3, you should probably have played this already, but if you haven't, pick it up. It's cute. They're all chibi form, adorable. It's one of those cases where you kind of want this mashup between other characters from the same franchise. Final Fantasy, you want everybody together and just mingle about their adventures in their Final Fantasy game. So this one is pretty much about that. They talk about their adventures, they try to escape the labyrinth, they find out mysteries, and they just, a lot of fan service. A lot of fan service, and I love it. I highly recommend it if you haven't played it. Oh, and it was like 25 bucks on, oh, it was a Black Friday. Whoops. Another one is Dragon Quest VIII. 5, 6, 7. Oh. Another one is Dragon Quest 8. Now, I played Dragon Quest 11, and I'm a little bit into 8. I seem to be loving it, though I keep coming in and out of it because of other games, but I'm going to pick this up again soon. And I just love the hero protagonist better than Dragon Quest 11. He just looks way more cooler. So I highly recommend this game. It is awesome. The graphics look ugly, but it's still an awesome game. And another thing about JRPGs on the 3DS is once you play an RPG on a Switch and you go to 3DS, you're like, well, some games. And the next game is Xenoblade Chronicles. Actually, no, I don't recommend that. Do not put that in your 3DS. Do not buy that because there is a definitive edition of it coming for the Switch. Thank the gaming lords, because the 3DS version is so bad. Everyone's face looks like they're stuck there, like it's a sticker. It's just the most ugliest thing to look for. But thank the gaming lords, we're getting a definitive edition for the Switch, so don't need to worry about that. And next one is one I talked about yesterday, and that is Bravely Default. And I'm just gonna put these together. Bravely Second. This is the first, well, this is the second. Now, I love these games so much. They're really hidden gems in the 3DS library, and I think more people should play this. If you like Octopath Traveler, play this. If you like Square Enix games, play this. If you like JRPG, get on it. And I feel like more people should enjoy this game because it's just an awesome series. And when can we get number 3 on the Switch? I do not know. Square Enix, what are you doing? Alright, and now on to the Switch JRPGs. Now, these are not all the JRPGs, just the ones I thought that were most noteworthy. I can't stress that enough. Do not sleep on these games. They are awesome. Next is another one that if you haven't played, it better be for a good reason, because this game is awesome. It better be for a good reason because this game is awesome, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Do not sleep on this one if you're like on the fence about JRPGs, if it's too weeby or whatever. The combat will keep you company, and just the dialogue and the characters alone, once you get past the weird accents, it's a very enjoyable game, and it's very complex. The gameplay is not just a turn-based combat. Oh no, it's more of a free-form turn-based combat where an enemy level 90 could come and swipe you if you're not careful. And it just had its 2nd anniversary not too long ago, so please give this game a try. And next game is VIII Lacrimosa of Dana. Now, this game was kind of a surprise to me. I don't usually go for games that have all these numerals, have a lot of history, and it's like the 10th, 11th game in the series. But this one did not disappoint at all, because you don't really have to play the other games to enjoy this one or even understand it. It's like its own standalone game, and I really enjoyed it. It had that Xenoblade Chronicles combat, also a very addicting story. I kind of wanted to know what happened. Things got weird as it went on, and I'm so glad I played it. Please do not sleep on this one, even though the lady in the, oh, that's a spoiler. So the next game is Octopath Traveler, and oh boy, it was just a joy going through 8 different paths. And even though the story wasn't really as cohesive, I still really enjoyed the combat, the characters. The music was just banging, and it's just, I loved it. It's a very classic Square Enix type of JRPG. It's turn-based, but it has its own, you know, unique stuff in it. And I think a lot of people who are more new to the JRPG scene might really find this a little less imitating than, you know, something like VIII Lacrimosa of Dana. Okay, my favorite game ever, play it, Nier Automata. I'm not gonna say anything else. Play this game. Play it. That's it. Final Fantasy 15 and Final Fantasy Type 0. Now, Final Fantasy Type 0 is my favorite Final Fantasy ever, and a lot of people sleep on it because it's a side game. It's still very important. It has a beautiful story. It's still a very good Final Fantasy game, and might I add you, the best, in my opinion. Next, Last, we're gonna end with Dragon Quest XI, one of my favorite JRPGs of last year. Well, to Switch owners, it'll be this year, but last year for me. And it's just an amazing game. This was my first entry into the Dragon Quest series. This game is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The combat is amazing. Characters are just top of the line. Voice acting on point. Music was horrible. If you got the PlayStation version, you know what I mean. Now there is a Switch port and a 3DS port for some reason. Like, how the heck did they do that? I don't know, or why. But yeah, there's a 3DS version, a Switch version, and a PlayStation version of the same game. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, I don't care about graphics. Well, this game on the PlayStation looks beautiful. But if you do have a PlayStation, I do recommend you get this one. But the Switch one, unfortunately, has exclusive content. So a lot of people are going to end up buying that one. And the Switch version has orchestrated music, while this one, we get the doo-doo music. Quick PlayStation recommendations on JRPGs you should not sleep on. Tell me in the comments down below which ones have you played. If you haven't played any, tell me which ones. And tell me your sleeper hits of JRPGs, because this is only my library. And I know there's way more JRPGs out there. So please let me know. Give me recommendations. I would love to hear it. So with all that being said, if you like my video, please give me a good like. And if you like my content and would love to see more, please hit the subscribe button. We are almost to 2,000 subscribers for 2020. But if you don't reach it by January 1st, 2020, it's fine. But I know we could do it with the power of friendship. Alright, that was corny. But please subscribe. I do Nintendo content. Follow me on Twitter at MandyleePlays. I hope you guys have an awesome day and play a good game. Bye!